obviously it feels like a while since the Galway game, since the last league action. A bit of a longer break than you probably had planned with the Waterford game being postponed. What was it, a welcome break?
Probably was, yeah. We had a great performance against Galway. As I said, the players have been off for a week. A few of them went away on holidays, a few of them stayed around. And we came back in probably last week and we had a good game against Sligo.
Yeah.
And we've been in now the last few days, but it was a good break for us. The players are in good form. That helps obviously having a great result against Galway in our last game.
Like you couldn't have gone into the break with a better result really, I suppose, to beat Galway, up in Galway, going in there top of the league at the halfway point in the season. I mean, you're in a superb position really, aren't you?
Yeah, no, listen, it was a massive performance from us. Listen, we knew what we were going into up there. They were a very, very good side. But I thought, we defended very, very well. We got a fantastic goal through Matt Healy. And obviously with Keats getting sent off, obviously made it a small bit tougher, but listen, the boys dug in, showed great character, and it was a massive 3 points for us. But it was overall, it probably just sums it, like it showed good character. I mean, we had a lot of fans up there as well. You can see what it meant to the players after the game when they went over to the fans, and to bring a big support up there, it just shows you, just how big of a club this is. And it was fantastic to see, and it's a credit to the fans to go up there on a Friday night and to, for us to put in that performance, obviously for ourselves, for the team and for the fans, it was brilliant. And it was good to get that 3 points going into the break, because it's a long time when you don't play and when you come off a bad result. I've been there a few times. Yeah. It's not nice, like, but it was a good time.
And it put you back top of the league, obviously, where you have been for most of the season. Yeah. You're getting used to being up there, but even just from a psychological perspective, I suppose, just even it's only a point advantage, but it's nice to be up there on the top spot.
Oh, it is. Listen, if we got beaten, we would have been a few points behind them, but I always felt going into the game, I think for the squad that we have and the players that we have, I always going in fancying our chances, even against anybody, but I fancied our chances up there against them. I knew what they were about. I knew that the players would have to dig in, we'd have to defend very, very well, and we did that. And we got a great goal by Matt Healy, and it was a massive 3 points. But that was the last game. No, we need to look forward, and we got a massive game now against Longford on Saturday night. And
you're away from home again. And last time you went up there was a 0-0 draw. They gave you quite a tough game up there the last day. It wasn't the greatest game of football, and I mean it was one of your tougher ones this season, I imagine.
It was, yeah. Home. Listen, and it was a tough game against Turner's Cross as well. They got some very, very good players, and they play some good football. They do. It's a big pitch up there as well, so it probably wasn't a great performance up there. We still didn't get beaten. We still got the point in that, but it's they got 1 or 2 players back from injury now as well. So it'll be a tough game Saturday night, and we know that every game is going to be a tough game anyway. But listen, we'll have the players ready for it.
And you mentioned the Turner's Cross one. It was 4-1 in Turner's Cross, but that was probably they actually put up a more of a fight than that scoreline would suggest, really, didn't they? Because
no, they did. They were good. They were good, and they caused us a few problems. They have pace in higher areas, and they caused a few problems. And as the game went on, we beat them 4-1. So it was a good performance by us, but they did cause us a few problems. As the game went on, we looked stronger, and we got some very, very good goals. Barry Coffey got 2 goals that night, so it was a good performance, but they did at the start. They did cause a few problems.
Has the break given you a chance to get a few guys back, maybe from injury and so on? Or is that a top secret question?
Yeah, we have a few back and we have a few out, and we'll say no more.
Alright.
You were talking there a while ago, Colin, about Matt Healy. Like, he's got some big goals, really spectacular goals. Like, how important is he for your title push? Like, when you think a team's up the top, there's always a couple of players that really shine. He's kind of one of them, isn't he, this season?
No, he has, and since he's come in, he's been very, very good. He trains very well. He's a very, very good professional, and he's got some very, very good goals. Technically, he's a very good player. It's when we do finishing sessions in training, he hits a target nearly every time, and when he does that, it probably doesn't. We're not surprised by it.
Yeah.
But with the goal down in Cove, it's a hell of a strike, doing up against Galway. It's technique, and it's just how much power he can generate within the strike. It's he's a special talent.
Yeah, I know you spoke in length there about the Galway one, but just psychologically, like, you could have been 5 behind. It was a real 6 point, wasn't it? And you're a point ahead. So there's obviously a good buzz around going into the next game now.
There is, yeah. As I said, it was a massive game. We knew what we were going into. And we made one or two changes, and we changed it around a small bit, and going into we brought in Josh Honan, which I thought was brilliant altogether. And we put Keane Coleman in the middle of the park, and we just changed it around a small bit, and it worked for us. And it's a credit to the players. We put them on the pitch, and it's up to them then when they go on the pitch. I mean, they got to make the decisions then on the pitch. Obviously, we can give them the instructions leading in during the week, but when they go on the pitch, it's up to them. And I thought they took on the information well all week, and they went on and they put on great performance today.
Yeah, it's a great run you're on, Colin. Obviously 14 unbeaten. Like you were involved in Cork City sides, went on that great league run unbeaten as well. Something over 20 matches, I think, when you were playing. I think it was there.
I'm not sure.
Was it
Was DC playing in that? Was DC playing in that? No,
he I think it was the year won the league. I think there's about 21 or 22 matches unbeaten or something. Okay. It's a great run you're on.
It is, and it's all down to the players. It is, and the players have been fantastic, but we just got to keep it going. We've got a big game on Saturday against a very, very good side, and we just got to keep the run going.
Yeah, obviously it was tough up there the last time. There wasn't a whole lot in it, like in the 0-0 draw back in March.
There's a lot of games like that. During the year, like sometimes there's not a lot in it, and it's just probably just a kick of a ball, or just and that's the way it happens sometimes. But like probably the previous year, we probably would have lost that game. So this year we didn't. So it's no, they're a good side, and they showed what they can do down in Turner's Cross. So as I said, we'll be going up here. We know what they're about, but as I said, we'll have our game plan going into it as well.
Yeah, because they'll be fighting for their lives. Like for fifth, obviously they were one of the favourites. A lot of people in Down was one of the favourites, but they've slipped away. But they'll be fighting for the lives for top 5 to be in the mix.
They will be. Yeah, listen, they've got a good manager. They've got some good players, and they've got a good way of playing. So they're a good side, and they've had the game last week against Bray. So they were unlucky. So they're a good side, and as I said, it'll be a tough game for us.
Yeah, so you obviously played them twice, like you know what to expect, what type of game it could turn out to be.
Yeah, we know that,
yeah. Just the last one, Carl, just looking at your side, I suspect like that if you do your job defensively, which they're doing, if you're on your game, you know you're going to get chances. If you're in every game in that respect.
Yeah. We have chances, we have pace in higher areas, and defensively that we are strong. So we need to keep doing that, and we need to get better if we can do. So if we can do that, then we always have a chance.
Good luck, Sarah.
Okay, thank you.
It's obviously been so long now without a competitive game. Is there any concerns about the rhythm now going into this game?
Probably the last time when we didn't play the 2 games, the break that we had, we dropped points. I suppose that's why we got the Sligo game, to give the lads a bit of a run out. It was a good game for us against a very, very good side. The lads got good minutes underneath their belt, and so it's hopefully we'd like to think that will help us, without having practice games or no games at all. So hopefully that will work for us.
Since we last spoke, one of your former teammates, Danny Murphy's come in taking charge of the women's side. How big a boost is that for the club?
Well, listen, it's great. It's good to have Danny back in. He's done well. Danny's Danny, isn't he? So Danny's lively. So no, but it is good. Danny's he's got good football knowledge. He's a very, very good coach. And listen, we wish him all the best. Listen, he's going into a good group of players. It will take time for him, but he's got good ideas. They got a great result the last game, and hopefully that can continue. But no, listen, as I said, he's an ex-player. He's back in. He knows what the club's about. He knows what we're like around here in the training, what's expected to be a Cork City. So I have no worries from him.